it makes the passage really slimy. The baby will just come out. Baby will come out because you ate okra. Pain. That pain is a pain. But then there's this mindset thing of, let me just get this baby out. That helps you push through that pain. Not just that time when the baby won't come out. You just be like, see, Nathaniel Bassey came through for me. No. Sugar, it will not be well with you. I say, why are you cursing the man? 1 centimeter dilated is one hand inside. Is that place you're thinking? 2 centimeter dilated is 2 fingers inside. 3 centimeter dilated is 3 fingers, guys. 5 centimeters is like this. Now, to know 10 centimeters dilated, they will now widen it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Precious Diri, and in today's video I'll be spilling all the tea that you need to know about pregnancy. I mean, getting pregnant, labor, and after pregnancy. I mean, these are things that so many people do not like to talk about. I mean, I wish that I had someone tell me all of these things to just somehow get my mind ready. You get what I mean? Because sometimes getting into something being sort of clueless could be more painful than when you already have the readiness that, okay, this is all the things I'm going to expect, and maybe even more, and then just something does to your mind. So if there's something you would like to hear or know, then you should keep watching. Now, disclaimer, I'm not saying that this applies to everyone, because everyone, at least out of 10 women, 8 out of 10 women experience the same thing, while the other 2 most likely do not experience that. So I'm not saying that this is the general thing that is standard for every single pregnant woman. No, I'm saying that these are the most of the things that most women would experience during pregnancy. I mean, first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, during the labor process, contraction, labor, pushing, all of those things, and then to the post delivery, which is the time you're trying to heal, trying to get yourself back together, and all of those good stuff. Maybe not so good stuff actually. So let's just jump right into the video. So firstly, I'd like to talk about the fact that your boobs would enlarge. So most people think that, oh, maybe the boobs start to enlarge when they give birth so that there's milk. No, your boobs literally start to enlarge from the time that you take in, right? And this enlargement is not funny because it stretches out, and it's normal. It's very normal. It's amazing that it has to stretch out so that it can accommodate milk that will feed your child. And of course, you're adding more weight, so everywhere is increasing, right? So your boobs will enlarge, and sometimes it pains. I remember times where it just felt really heavy and all of that. So that's something to expect. I mean, not on the mild. Before we get into the, I'll try not to be graphic as much as, so that you don't get all you get that. So yeah, so that's one thing you should expect. And first trimester, the good parts, most women start to see that they get really fresh, their hair starts to grow out and all of that. But then second trimester is gangster. You see that you start to look funny, your neck starts to get dark, like the discoloration is a lot. Your neck starts to get dark, your tummy starts to protrude more, you cannot really do some things like skincare per se. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Even if you do skincare, it still gets dark, your tummy starts to get darker and all of those stuff. So those are things to expect. Then of course the normal symptoms that comes with it. If you're someone that has heartburn, you'll be heartburn. Some people loss of appetite, some a lot of eating, just all those ones are just normal. Now we'll talk about the gangster part of pregnancy, where you have to sleep on your side for 9 whole months, because if you sleep on your back, your child, oxygen is not really passing to your baby, and you don't want that. And you know, when you're used to sleeping on your back, someone like me likes to sleep on my tummy. Now imagine when I had to sleep on my side for a whole 9 months. It wasn't funny. Like sometimes my side's really paining me. Most times I jump up in the midnight to be sure that, oh, am I still sleeping on my side? Hope I've not turned, or hope I've not, my baby has to be safe. And it's really crazy where you've been sleeping like the way you want all your life, and then now you have to just face one side. And I think that's the right So the left side is better. I think the right side, there's something they said about the right side, I'm not sure. Of course you can sleep on both sides, but I think it's better to sleep on the left side. I'll put it here if I remember, but one side is way better than the other side. But guys, imagine you just sleep on your side full. Like sometimes your arms start to pain you, sometimes your side starts to feel somehow. But for me, in the middle of it, I got a memo which I didn't know about, and that's why I'm sharing a video like this, so you can at least be ready to some extent. There's this pillow, it's the way it is, a pregnancy pillow, so it makes it easier to even sleep better. I mean, so it's not going to take all the stress or pain away, but it makes it easier. At least you'll be comfortable to some reasonable extent, so I'd recommend that. And so yeah, that's one of the parts. And then the sleepless nights, nobody told me about that. And I just felt like, oh, okay, just carry some of the heaviness here, but pregnancy can mess your night. You just find yourself awake at night. There were times I just wake up and be crying. Why am I crying? I'll just feel cranky. I just feel like everything, the burden is much. I just be crying. So pregnancy can do that to you. Now let's skip to the part of trying to give birth. So yeah, you're in your third trimester, probably 39 weeks, 40 weeks, or maybe even 41 weeks, which is not so good. And then people tell you, oh, for labor to come, you have to do this, do that, do that. So they give you dates. They tell you to buy dates and be eating. You eat dates. I had a lot of dates. If I could do like a date for plantation, if I could do like a dates plantation, I'm sure that I'll cash out. I ate a lot of dates. Then they tell you, eat okra, take okra, no, those slimy things. It makes the passage really slimy. The baby will just come out. Baby will come out because you ate okra. You must be a joker, sis. No, don't do that. If you want to eat okra for okra's sake. If you want to eat ewedu for ewedu's sake. It's not because any babies. I don't believe that, because I did. And guess what? Baby did not come out. I had to be torn open for baby to come out. So I'm not saying that maybe it's 100% wrong, because maybe some people have done it and it works, but I don't think that it works. Then there was just a lot of pressure on you, like, oh, take long walks, walk from here to Marina, oh, just be walking, baby will be restless, baby will be restless, baby will come out, sit, bounce on the ball. I have this ball, I don't know if I call it pregnancy ball, because I see it's in the gym as well. Is that the same one for the gym? I'm not sure, but I'm just bouncing on it. Sis, I did not bring baby, at least the much I know, and it was just crazy. So those are the gangster part of pregnancy, because you just like, can you just come out already, baby? Can you just, I'm done, like, we're here already, can you just, maybe we'll just be chilling there like, sis, I'm not coming yet. Maybe most of them find out they're coming to Nigeria and they're just like, that was just by the side. But yeah, that's part of it. And then now let's move on to contractions and then getting into labor room. Sis, this part, God, that pain is a pain. That pain when the contraction starts. The funny thing is, it doesn't give you a clue. You know how, if I want to, maybe I want to pierce my ear now. I know that, okay, I'm seeing you with the earring, right? And I know that once you're coming close, in the next 3 seconds, you should have popped it, right? This one is not giving you a clue. So you're here and you just feel pain. And it could come back like in seconds, like for some people, maybe half a minute. It just come back like that. What? This pain is a pain. It is a pain. I've been saying it that I've never felt any pain as painful as this pain. You just come, like, but then again, don't get scared. It's something you're built for. Trust me, you can go through it. I went through it. A lot of women around you, your mom went through it, so you can go through it. But that doesn't take out the fact that it's painful. It's painful. And then when you're trying to get used to the pain, it just comes again, like, it's crazy. But then there's this mindset thing of, let me just get this baby out, that helps you push through that pain. And then maybe videos like this or conversations like this would also give you the mindset. So you know that many things that happen in life already start from the mind. For me, I wish I had people that told me, because I was asking questions. I asked my sister-in-law, she said, when you reach that bridge, you will cross it. Sis, I asked my mom, is it that? No, it's not that painful. That's just that time. That's just that time when the pikin won't come out. They just be like, say, no, be just that time. Don't let them deceive you. Bro, sis, if you're watching on behalf of your wife, it's painful. But then again, like I said, don't let it scare you. Don't let it do anything to your mind. Let it make you ready instead, because pregnancy is gangster. Labor is gangstericious, if there's anything like that. Because now, for me, if I had known I was going to do a CS birth, I should have just walked into the hospital, lay myself in the theater, and get my baby out. But I went there with a mindset of I was going to have a vaginal delivery. So guys, I went through labor pain. I went through everything. It was just up until the time when I was supposed to like get into the part of dilating, and then get into the part of having to push. So it was that dilating process that now made me have that decision of taking a CS or going through CS. So if I had known, I should have not even gone through that pain. Nathaniel Bassey came through for me. No. Nathaniel Bassey came through for me, because we're playing the songs, Nathaniel Bassey songs. Like I remember the Son of God is lifted up. We're playing it. So all through that, about 10 to 12 hours of labor, like active labor, I was just doing, Son of God is lifted. Glow. That's how I was there. I wasn't crying. I was just making those sounds. Like, I would lay down. The thing will say no, stand up. I will stand up. The thing will say no, sit down. I will sit down. The thing will say no, bend down, bend down. Babe, rub my back. Babe, is here. Hold my waist. No, touch here. Babe, be strong. Precious, be strong. And then your girl, in the middle of that, there was this woman that was also in labor downstairs, because I was upstairs in the hospital, and she was screaming. I could hear it. And she was calling her husband's name. I think she calls him Sugar. Sugar, it will not be well with you. I said, why are you cursing the man? She was cursing her. And I said there was a second child. So I was wondering, like, sis. But I understand. I already understand. I give her, like, do. Because that thing is crazy. And maybe her threshold for pain is, like, maybe really low. Because she was screaming and bringing the whole hospital down. So where I was upstairs hearing sounds like that, I was laughing and in pain. So I'm like, which one is that? And it was really painful. So where I found my solace was walking. So I just kept going down to and fro the ward, the room rather, that I was. I'll go, I'll come, I'll go, I'll come, I'll go. I did that. I don't know if I did that for like an hour, because my legs were even hurting because I had walked so much. Now I spoke about dilating in one part. Why did I think that when they say, oh, 2 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 5 centimeter, why did I think it was they bring a ruler or a tape rule to measure maybe on my tummy that, oh, the baby is now coming, baby is 5 centimeter, 6 centimeter dilated? Nobody told me that that thing was So let me just explain to you. 1 centimeter dilated is 1 hand inside. Is that place you're thinking? 2 centimeter dilated is 2 fingers inside. 3 centimeter dilated is 3 fingers, guys. 5 centimeters is like this. Now, to know 10 centimeters dilated, they will now widen it. I'm saying inside there. No, it's inside. Oh. I didn't say in your mouth. Oh. I didn't say in your mouth. I didn't say on your tongue. I mean inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do not open. These doctors are gangster, guys. They are gangster. So for me, I didn't get to this. Because so I was really having contractions, like terrible. It was at that point where it was just back to back, but I was only 4 centimeters dilated. They came back still 4. They came back. They came first. I was 2. Came back. I was about 3. They came back. I was now 4. I didn't leave 4, and I was really contracting. My water already broke, so it was already obvious that I was already getting tired. I was getting tired and weak. I was pale. I was looking, and then I wasn't progressing. Dilating wasn't progressing, And then it was a careless doctor, not the main doctor, the one that he told to come and induce me in the night. You know, in this inducing thing, it's like 3 times. So the doctor had done the first one, so the second one was midnight, and the doctor wasn't on shift. It was like an assistant doctor, something like that, was supposed to just come and just put a tablet in, right? Now when he came, I was like, there might be no need. And I saw that I was so sleepy, and then he left. So I just knew that something was wrong. If I was induced, like the first one was put, the tablet was put, second one was supposed to be put, and then the third one. But then he didn't put it. So when the doctor had come in the morning, he asked me, I told him, I was like, oh, that's so irresponsible. That was a conversation for another time. But then again, I was not dilating. I was dilating, but it was not progressing as it should have. So I had to just be given the option of the cesarean section, right? So I was given that option of cesarean section, and then that was what I went for. But now let's talk about water breaking. It was just like, you know, when you're peeing and you don't know you're peeing and you're just peeing uncontrollably. That was what it is. Like, I cannot explain it better than that. I thought that water breaking would just be like, oh, something would just break inside and water would just poof, and then at that point you can just lie down 5 minutes, your baby's out. Guys, it was a lot of water. A lot. And it was a lot, and it was milky, like just there. And I'm like, what's this? My peeing. At that point, there's no fine girl. Oh. There's no, oh, let me change it. There can be fine girl, like from here to here, like, can still be trying to slay her up, like, but this part, like, you probably wet or spots in blood, like, you just be, there's something. But also was there, was just looking at me like, babe, was just trying to. I was some point, I was like, I'm not supposed to feel embarrassed. I'm like, embarrassed what? I'm about to birth a life, like a whole being. Nah, no embarrassment here. So yeah, so that was why I had to just opt for I didn't opt, they suggested it to me as the best option, and then I agreed. My husband agreed, and then I was wheeled to was I wheeled? No, I walked to the theater. I walked actually, because it wasn't so far from the private room where I was. So I walked there, got in there, and then gangster plus. So there's this clothes that I put to separate my lower side from my upper body, and before that I was given this injection, anesthetic, something like that, at my lower back. And it's a particular position you have to sit, so you just sit upright. There's a way you can't bend so that the stuff doesn't go the wrong way, something like that. And then I stayed like that. And don't forget, I'm already in pains, so I was in much pain and just trying to sit. And then they gave me the injection. Immediately they gave me the injection, I couldn't feel my tummy to my feet. I couldn't even feel my hands as well. The only part I knew that I was conscious of was my head, and I was just there, and I was blasting in tongues from the beginning of that process till the end. It was a 1 hour 20 or 25 minutes surgery, and I was praying because I couldn't feel the remaining part of my body, only this part. So I mean, what, I could as well just use it. Was I supposed to sleep? Was I supposed to be like just looking? I would be bored, so I thought to pray. So I was praying. This was like, this one is a prayer where I wasn't shouting or trying to do, because I didn't even have power to shout, but like lebrado sila braga shada reggae, like that. I'm sure some of you are wondering, like, what's wrong with this one? But really, that's the truth, right? I was spilling the truth. That's everything I did. Then while I was doing that, I was hearing the doctor, oh, bring that knife, bring the scissors. In my head, I'm like, knife, scissors, are we butchering something? What's going on? But I could feel like a lot of pressure on my tummy. I knew that they were cutting me, but I wasn't feeling it. I was feeling like like, you know, when something is shocking, like that kind of, instead of what am I saying? But do you get the point? Instead of like I'm cutting you, I was feeling, and then at the point where I think they were bringing out the baby or trying to do some things there, I was feeling pressure, like when you know, when somebody is like on you. So it wasn't pain, it was just, that was the only thing I was feeling, right? And that's sound. So I was awake all through praying actually. And then the point where the baby was in, I held it, and I just looked and I saw her. She was so cute, no stain on her body. She was so fine and tall. I'm like, wow, that's my baby. So at that point I was just like, God, I thank you. God, I thank you. I was weak, but I was like, God, I thank you. God, I thank you. Really drowsy. God, I thank you. I was just doing that. And at that point was the gangster part, because then I started to sew. So you know how you usually don't thread to sew your clothes now, like, but there's a particular thread for that. So they were sewing. Yeah. No, Doctor this, Doctor Uzo, it's not that. Use this. Give me that. Give me that. No, that one's like, oh, just doing that, doing that. The funny part of me was saying, don't sew needle inside my body. Oh. Remove everything. I was just, by that point, I was more relieved. But then, unlike the normal vaginal birth, where you, because I've asked questions, so when you pop the baby out, when you push, that's where your peace of mind starts to come. Like, you just like, I've done this. But at this point of CS, when the baby comes out is where your fear starts, because now the baby is out, that's fine, but I still have like a 7-layer opening. So it's 7 layers to get to the stomach, right, the tummy where the baby was brought out from. So that's a 7-layer sewing, and I mean, that's not going to be easy, right? So that's where the old gangster shit started from. Like, I'm just like, you know what, so I was just more of giving thanks to God and all that. And eventually they said we're done, and they were supposed to put me on a stretcher back to the private room. And I just remember that I was already at that point sleeping. I was already feeling sleepy. I was already like too tired. And then they just lifted me, boom, and pull. So I only felt that lift, and but at that point I wasn't really conscious anymore. Then they just pushed me to the private room. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. And yeah, it wasn't, I'm saying it like this in summary or in the story time kind of feel, because I don't want to go into some details like blood, this that, so it doesn't get scary, right? But these are the things to expect, right? And now moving on to the post delivery, this part is where I think people just shut out from, like they don't talk about it at all, because everybody just feels like, oh, when the baby's in your hand, oh, like I just feel like, oh, joy, 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 joy. Haven't you heard of something called postpartum depression? Haven't you heard about people that get suicidal when they give birth? Haven't you heard about stuff like people having like really down times because they feel like their body isn't getting to normal? But sis, I'm glad to announce to you that your body will not get to normal. This is going to stretch, and they're going to be like stretch marks on it. And those stretch marks, even though they will fade off a bit, they will be there for life. They might not be as reddish or darkened as before, but they'll be there for life. Get used to it, fam, because really, what can you do? Your tummy is protruded. It's just better than life, like a whole human being. It took you 9 months for it to keep going, and you think that in 2 weeks it's just snatch. Of course, I know that people on Instagram doing snapback. Yes, your tummy can reduce, but the snapback is not that your skin is going to come back to the way it was, all clear and stuff. Nah, maybe you might try your best, do a lot of things, skincare, do buy products, but it's not going to be perfect. Never going to be perfect again. And your body weight and all that, it's a lot of water that is in your body that you need to shed out. That's why Africans believe that you massage with hot water, breathe hot water, like everything just be going, pee a lot and all that, take antibiotics. But guys, it won't go back to normal. Now, the parts where you need to fend for yourself or heal from a cesarean section, or even heal from a vaginal delivery, which was like maybe you had tearing or just those pains, things have happened in your body, right? And then you have a baby to also cater for. Do you know what it does to your mind? So these are things that if you stumble on, right, it will feel like the world is against you. What's going on with me? What's happening to me? But if you get a video like this, or you get this conversation going on before that time, you already know that these are the things, and you can set some things into motion. You can decide who comes to stay with you. You can, if you're somebody that likes your space and don't want people around you, at that point you will need people. So it's better you start making that decision now, so it doesn't just come and jump on you like that and you now get so overwhelmed. That's why I'm filming this video, really to help you, not to scare you. And I don't want to keep this too long, so I'm just going to end it somewhere here. Maybe I'll do a proper detailed video, like the one that's going to be gory, blood everywhere, this, that, the kind of scissors that was used, maybe even pictorial examples or putting out clips of some things. But I'm going to warn you before you watch that video that if you don't like blood, if you don't like this, please don't watch. But before then, I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that you share it with your pregnant friends, or maybe even your newlyweds that would eventually go through this. Your husbands can also watch, so that they know the things that women go through in that room and know how to give us our flowers, right? But in the absence of any other conversation from here today, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. I'm really appreciative that you did. I am in Precious Theory, and please, if you're not subscribed yet and you watched up until this point, guys, please do subscribe. It helps my channel grow, it helps my videos do well, and I'll be glad to also dish out more videos. If you like videos like this, do let me know in the comments. And if you also have your own experiences or something that you were not so clear about, kindly put it in the comments. I'll be sure to respond to you, and I do love you guys. Stay tuned for other videos like this. If you've not watched other videos of mine, this is the point where you just go to my videos and just click and watch something. All right, thank you so much once more. Mwah.